Millionaire discovers incredible love with overweight black woman. A touching journey that changes everything. Tyler Davis stood tall against the backdrop of skyscrapers, a self-made millionaire in Chicago's heart. He had everything: cars, suits, accolades, but as he watched the bustling city, a hollowness crept in. There was an emptiness beneath the shine that money couldn't fill. Not until that fateful afternoon at a community center. The moment he walked into the room, the aroma of home-cooked meals enveloped him like a warm hug. A chorus of laughter erupted, and there she was, Angela. A radiant, larger-than-life woman whose smile lit the room as much as her stories filled the air. She served plates with care, weaving tales of family and comfort like a master storyteller. Tyler felt a spark. This was real life, not the polished, rehearsed conversations that filled his meetings. Angela's laughter echoed in him, causing his heart to race. He watched her dance between tables, her vibrant energy drawing in children and families alike. In that moment, the emptiness within him began to fade. "Isn't this just beautiful?" Angela's voice broke through his thoughts as she handed a meal to a little girl, her eyes twinkling with joy. Tyler smiled, feeling an unfamiliar warmth wash over him. She had a light, an authenticity that was intoxicating. But Tyler's confidence faltered. Could someone like him be with someone like her? The millionaire's world loomed heavy over him with judgment and expectations. As their conversations grew, they discovered shared dreams and fears late into the night. But each laugh, each gaze was shadowed by chilling whispers from Tyler's affluent peers. "What's he doing with her?" they'd ask, their skepticism wrapped in veils of faux concern. Those judgments gnawed at him. Did he dare to care for Angela, a woman whose spirit was fierce, but whose size held its own burdens of stereotypes? Then came the community event that changed everything. Surrounded by expectant eyes, Tyler felt the tension radiate from each corner as a well-meaning friend questioned their relationship. He found himself paralyzed between two worlds: the life he'd built, and the love blossoming in front of him. Could he risk it all for Angela? In that charged silence he felt bindings suffocating him. The spotlight felt too bright, filled with unspoken expectations. Would he dismiss the love that ignited his soul to return to safety? Or would he carve a space for Angela in a world that may not accept her? Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Tyler's heart raced, his resolve building. He looked around at the audience, the visible confusion and surprise on their faces. Love should never have a rulebook, it should be an open door. Just as he opened his mouth to speak, a shadow eclipsed their moment. An unexpected visitor, a figure from his past, stepped forward, ready to challenge everything he and Angela had fought to create. As the tension crackled, he realized that love was worth the fight, even at the brink of collapse. With the future uncertain, Tyler took a breath, ready to confront the battle waiting ahead. Would this lead to acceptance or tear them apart? The answer lingered in the air, heavy with possibility. Tyler's stomach twisted as he recognized the figure advancing towards them. It was Nathan, a childhood friend turned business rival who embodied the polished world Tyler had tried to distance himself from. The last time they spoke, it felt like betrayal wrapped in a sleek suit, with laughter stifled by money and ambition. "Tyler," Nathan called, a smile that gleamed too bright for the moment plastered across his face. "Long time no see, buddy. I was surprised to hear you'd stoop to visit places like this." The hint of condescension in his tone pierced the air, just like it had in their youth when they rushed through high school, marking the ladder of success with ambition rather than authenticity. Angela, sensing the tension, shifted beside him, her big eyes filled with curiosity. "Who's this?" she asked, the warmth in her voice contrasting the chill creeping over Tyler's heart. "Just an old friend," he said, attempting to reassure her, but it sounded hollow to his own ears. His gaze turned back to Nathan, who now took center stage, projecting a confidence that felt more like a weapon. "Who knows? Maybe you're trying to find your way back to your roots," Nathan sneered, casting a glance at Angela that felt like a spotlight dimming the light they had shared. I mean, look at the crowd here. Community centers and charity work? What happened to the sky rises and business deals? Silence fell around them, like a thick fog blanketing their surroundings. Tyler felt as if the world around him faded, reduced to just him, Angela, and Nathan. He could feel the mocking stares of the crowd, their judgment like arrows at his back. But as he glanced at Angela, her calm demeanor seemed to push back against Nathan's words. She stood tall, a quiet strength radiating from her. Actually, Nathan, Tyler found his voice, each word gaining momentum. This is where I found something real for once. Something that doesn't revolve around money. He felt Angela's hand brush against his, as if encouraging his words. I'm not ashamed of where I come from or who I want to be with. Nathan's smile faltered momentarily, surprise washing over his face. So, you really think this is love? With her? The disdain was palpable, but Tyler suddenly felt an odd sense of empowerment. Yes, he stated firmly, it's love, something deeper than your spray-tan facade. Angela has shown me more about life in a few nights than you ever could in our years of scheming. The crowd shifted, buzzed with whispers. Angela squeezed his hand tighter, her expression a mix of surprise and admiration. Tyler was stepping into the light, defying expectations and even himself. But Nathan wasn't done. He leaned closer, lowering his voice. You think you can walk away from everything? From success? When they see you with her, you'll lose it all. You'll become the punchline. Tyler stood there, weighing the threat, the harshness of reality dancing at the edge of his thoughts. Fear tugged at his heart, but so did a blazing desire to protect this new world he had discovered. He glanced at Angela again, a steadfast spirit who radiated beauty in her own way. Maybe, he said, a soft edge to his voice, but I don't care about what they think. I care about what's in here. He pressed a hand against his heart, feeling the warmth of Angela's presence fueling his conviction. The room felt electric. He could see others in the crowd shifting, their opinions swaying, the judgment lifting just a little. For once, the whispers were less like daggers and more like vulnerable expressions of curiosity. Angela stepped closer, her eyes fierce with support. We deserve to be happy, don't we? Her voice was steady, unwavering, filled with belief. As Tyler stood there, he realized he didn't have to fight this battle alone. He felt the rush of affection enveloping them as if they were against the world, and it felt beautiful. But then a gasp shot through the crowd. A woman in the back stumbled, clutching her chest, the color draining from her face. All eyes shifted, distracted from the confrontation, turning towards her in an instant. What was happening? Anxiety curled in Tyler's stomach. Would the moment of clarity they shared turn into chaos? As he started towards the woman, he heard Nathan's voice behind him, persistently probing. This is a mess, Tyler. You're about to lose everything. Tyler's heart raced, but something shifted inside him. Maybe everything was already lost, but if it meant Angela could be saved, he would fight against the tide. Turning back to the woman in distress, he steadied himself, ready to help. But as he reached forward, he could not shake off the unease settling in his chest. What more awaited him? The storm was starting to brew, and this fight was far from over. The room erupted into chaos. Tyler felt the air thicken as he rushed toward the woman who had collapsed. Angela was at his side, her grip on his arm a reminder of his purpose. Her calm presence was grounding amidst the whirlpool of panic. Make way. Give her some room, he shouted, trying to part the crowd. He knelt next to the woman, inspecting her face for signs of life. Pale and headed to unconsciousness, her features mirrored a struggle for breath. Desperation clawed at him as he glanced around, searching for help. Someone call 911. He yelled, his heart hammering against his ribcage. The crowd hesitated, uncertainty and fear swirling. Sweat beaded on his brow, but he focused on the woman in front of him. Ma'am, can you hear me? He asked, leaning closer. Her eyes fluttered open, filled with fear and confusion. He reached out, placing a gentle hand on her shoulder. You're going to be okay. Help is on the way. Tyler. What do we do? Angela's voice was tight, fear creeping into her tone. He could feel her trembling beside him, and it sent another rush of determination through him. Keep talking to her. Angela insisted, her eyes pleading. Keep her conscious. Right. Just breathe with me, Tyler instructed, inhaling deeply to model the rhythm he wanted her to follow. Slow and steady. He focused on the woman's eyes, willing her to respond. You're not alone. You've got this. Please stay with us. The crowd began to murmur, glances darting between Tyler, Angela, and the woman. Nathan's voice cut through the chatter, sharp and unyielding. You're really going to throw everything away for this? This is a disaster. But Tyler ignored him. All that mattered was the woman before him. He could feel the warmth of his own pulse thundering in his ears, drowning out Nathan's dismissive remarks. He glanced up for just a moment, catching Angela's fierce gaze filled with unyielding support. Suddenly, the woman's breath began to level out, her panic subsiding. Tyler sighed with relief when he noticed her eyelids fluttering open again. That's it. You're doing wonderfully. Help is coming. Angela beckoned toward a stranger who stepped forward, ready to assist. The air began to thrum with a mix of tension and hope. Less than a minute passed, though it felt like a lifetime before paramedics burst through the doors, ready to take control of the situation. The crowd parted, respect and caution working their way into the atmosphere. Tyler stepped back, allowing the professionals to take over. As the woman lay on the stretcher, she managed a weak smile. Thank you, she whispered, her voice barely audible. Tyler felt a fresh wave of relief flood through him. His gaze sought Angela's, the intensity of their shared experience creating an invisible thread between them. They were not just dealing with an ending. They were alive. Together. But then, from the back of the room, Nathan's voice pierced through the quiet that had settled after the sirens. You think you can save everyone, Tyler? You think this changes anything? You're still just a charity case. Some people laughed awkwardly, unsure whether it was meant to be a joke, or if Nathan truly felt that way. Tyler's anger surged, but he took a deep breath, focusing on the love at his side rather than the negativity thrown at him. Maybe I can't save everyone, he replied, his voice steady. But I can be there for those who need it. I won't hide from the truth anymore. A newfound determination coursed through him. As the paramedics wheeled away the woman, he felt an undeniable shift inside himself. A strength growing, spurred on by both love and conviction. But Nathan's cutting laughter followed him, an echo that refused to die down. Let us see how long this lasts, Tyler. You'll be back to square one before you know it. Tyler stood taller, a smile creeping onto his face despite Nathan's taunts. The warmth radiating from Angela beside him illuminated the uncertainty surrounding them. Little did he know, the journey ahead would challenge him far beyond the realm of business or love. Was he ready to face what would come next? As he turned toward Angela, a sense of impending change vibrated in the air. And he knew one thing for sure. Their story was just beginning. The paramedics secured the woman on the stretcher, their focused efficiency a testament to training and instinct. The crowd watched, some still whispering in disbelief, others merely shaken. Tyler felt the warmth of pride swell within him, not just for helping the woman but for standing strong amidst Nathan's contempt. Angela turned to him, her eyes sparkling with admiration. You did great, she said softly, the moment feeling sacred amidst the lingering chaos. I just did what anyone should do, he replied, a modest shrug unable to hide the swell of his chest. He appreciated her support, but the shadows of Nathan's mocking words lurked in his mind. As the ambulance departed, he felt an unsettled energy in the room. The crowd began to disperse, whispers fading as people returned to their lives. Tyler stayed rooted to the spot for a moment longer, absorbing what just happened. Do you think she will be okay? He asked Angela, his voice barely above a whisper. Yeah. She will, Angela assured, reaching for his hand and squeezing it gently. Because you were there. You helped. There was something in her tone, a confidence that pushed him to believe it, yet, Nathan's laughter echoed inside him. You'll be back to square one before you know it. Those words haunted him, and a sinking weight settled in his stomach. I can't keep living between what I want and what I think I should be, he said, turning to face Angela. I need to be more than just a business guy or some charity case. I want to be better for myself. For that woman. For you. Angela's gaze bore into him, her mouth parting slightly, as if she wanted to say something profound but was unsure if the moment would bear it. I believe in you, Tyler, she finally said. But what do you think being better looks like for you? He ran a hand through his hair, feeling the warmth of her question settle in his chest. I want to contribute more. Not just financially. I want to connect, to show real kindness. His thoughts raced. I can volunteer my time at the local shelter or home, meet people who are struggling, and really understand their stories. Angela nodded, her expression brightening. That sounds incredible. It would make a difference both for them and for you. Her enthusiasm was contagious. A spark of excitement ignited in him. A clash with the shadows Nathan left behind. Maybe there was a way to redefine himself, to step away from the expectations others had slapped onto him like labels. But doubt lingered, gnawing at the edges of his newfound resolve. What if I fail? Her grip tightened on his hand. What if you soar? What if you discover something beautiful along the way? Tyler breathed in the hope that radiated from her. There was so much potential beyond the walls he had built around himself, but it would mean stepping into vulnerability. He had never been good at that. He had felt invulnerable behind his success, but this was a different kind of bravery. I want to start tomorrow, he blurted out, the words flowing before the fear could hold him back. Let us do this together, Angela said with a smile, and he realized they were more than just friends in that moment. They were partners on an uncharted journey. Just as he began to feel a sense of excitement bubbling up inside, Nathan interrupted his thoughts again, his voice sharp and unwavering from a distance. You think you can change? You're still the same man who is afraid to embrace who he truly is. Tyler felt a jolt in his chest at the force of Nathan's words. Why wouldn't he? That voice leave him alone? Anguish surged within him, mixing with determination. Watch me, he called back, his voice surprising even himself with its strength as he turned back to Angela. He noticed a flicker in her eyes that mirrored his emotions, resilience intertwined with a shared uncertainty about what lay ahead. The horizon was shifting. Together they were venturing into the unknown. But as Tyler took a step forward, a nagging question remained: was he truly ready to chase this new direction? What if the weight of the past pulled him down when he needed to rise? A deep breath later, he prepared himself for whatever adventure awaited. And as Angela touched his arm, the warmth seeped in, a reminder that this time he wouldn't be alone. What could unfold from this decision? Only time would tell. Tyler's first day volunteering was a whirlwind of emotions. He stood outside the local shelter, a modest brick building that wore its age with dignity. The hum of voices filled the air. Anxiety knotted in his stomach, but he pushed through it. Each step felt heavier than the last, yet with every step, he saw Angela's encouraging smile lighting his path. Just be yourself, she had said earlier. You've got this. As he stepped inside, he was greeted by the warm scent of homemade soup simmering in the kitchen. The walls were adorned with drawings from kids who had stayed there, vibrant colors splashing against muted tones. It was alive with noise, laughter mixing with the clinking of spoons against bowls. Hey, you must be the new volunteer. A cheerful voice called out. A woman with curly hair and an apron barely hanging on her frame bounced over. I'm Mia. You're gonna love it here. Yeah, Tyler stammered, still trying to absorb the environment. He felt a flicker of warmth from her welcome, easing his nerves just a bit. Let us get you started, she said, not giving him time to second-guess himself. She ushered him to the kitchen, where an array of tasks unfolded before him. Chopping vegetables, stirring pots, serving food to those who came in, each face telling a different story. Initially he felt out of place, clumsy in his movements. But then something shifted. He began to connect with the people. A young father with tired eyes told him about his job search while Tyler handed him a steaming bowl of chicken noodle soup. An elderly woman shared stories of her travels as he poured her a cup of coffee, laughter bubbling up from deep inside her. It was more than just a fulfilling experience. Each interaction peeled back layers of Tyler's insecurities. He started to grasp the depth of connection, something he had long neglected while focused on achieving success. This is what I needed, he thought, feeling lighter with every person he met. For the first time in a long time, he didn't worry about Nathan's voice nor the judgments of society. He was simply Tyler, a man with the power to impact a life, even if in a small way. At the end of the day, when the last of the guests trickled out, exhaustion settled in his bones, but so did satisfaction. Mia approached him as he wiped down the tables, her expression bright with approval. You did good today, she said, giving him a gentle pat on the shoulder. You've got a real knack for this. Thanks, Tyler replied, unsure of how to feel about her compliment. He felt like he was just beginning to find his place, yet still grappling with fear of slipping back to his old life. As the shifts settled into a routine over the following weeks, Angela often visited him at the shelter. Together they laughed, shared stories, and brainstormed ways to help more people. It was a refreshingly pure connection that kindled something deeper in both of them. But just as Tyler reveled in the new beginnings, Nathan reemerged in texts, mocking him with derision. You think this gives you purpose? You're just running away from your real life. When are you going to wake up? The messages struck like cold daggers. Their sting lingered, making Tyler doubt. Was he idealizing this new life? Was he truly changing, or merely playing at being a better person? During a quiet moment with Angela, he confessed, "What if I'm fooling myself? What if this is just a phase?" She looked serious for a moment, her eyes searching his. "Tyler, it's not a phase if you're living with intention. Transformation takes time. It's messy and complicated. But that's life." He nodded, but inside a storm brewed. Just when things felt connected, doubt clawed at him from within. Could he really become the man he aspired to be, or would Nathan's voice defeat him again? Determined to find an answer, Tyler stepped outside, feeling the evening breeze wrap around him like a warm embrace. He looked up at the sky, fights still ahead to face, questions waiting to be unraveled. What would it take to silence Nathan once and for all? The journey was far from over. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple as Tyler walked home, his mind racing. He wished he could dismiss Nathan's taunts, but they echoed louder with each step. The warmth of the shelter now felt like a distant memory, overshadowed by uncertainty. In his small apartment, the familiar clutter seemed to close in on him. Old awards and framed certificates lined the walls, remnants of a life that felt less significant every day. He plopped onto the couch, staring blankly at the television as it buzzed softly in the background. The flickering images provided no comfort, and he found himself longing for the vibrant people he had spoken with earlier. As he scrolled through his phone, his heart sank when he saw another message from Nathan. "You're wasting your time playing hero. Those people don't care about you." The words stung, leaving behind a bitter taste. Tyler took a deep breath and decided to reach out to Angela instead. He typed a quick message, "Can we talk?" Within moments she replied with a simple "of course." "Meet me at the park?" The park was a small oasis amid the city grind, where children played and joggers moved past. It felt far away from the negativity of his mind. As Tyler arrived, he spotted Angela sitting on a bench, her hair dancing in the gentle breeze. The corner of her mouth turned up as she saw him, her smile so genuine that it instantly eased his nerves. "Hey, what's up?" she asked, patting the spot next to her. Tyler settled in, feeling the weight of the world lift a little. I don't know how to shake Nathan off my back," he admitted, staring at the ground. "Every time I feel good, he finds a way to remind me of who I used to be." He paused, swallowing hard. "It makes me question everything." Angela leaned closer, her brow furrowing in concern. "You're not who you used to be, Tyler. You're growing, and that's hard. You're doing things that matter, things that make a difference." He nodded, rhythmically tapping his fingers against the bench. "But what if I'm only doing it for the applause? What if I'm just a fraud? Instead of worrying about what Nathan thinks, maybe you should focus on how you feel," she suggested gently. "Do you feel good helping people? Do you enjoy your time at the shelter?" The memories flooded back, the father's eyes lighting up with hope, the warmth of the elderly woman's laughter. "Yeah," he said softly. "I do." "Then that's enough. You're real, Ty. You're not just playing a part." Her eyes sparkled, reflecting the fading light of the day. "Your moments there matter, and they matter to you." Tyler felt a flicker of resolve burning deep inside. Maybe Nathan's words had so much power because he still let fear have a seat at the table. But as he sat there with Angela, he finally realized transformation didn't mean shedding who he was. It was about embracing it and growing stronger. He looked at her, feeling gratitude wash over him. "I don't think I could do this without you." Angela's cheeks flushed slightly. "You're not alone, Tyler. You'll never be alone." As night fell, the stars began twinkling in the dark canvas above. A sense of hope enveloped Tyler. He felt lighter, as if shedding the heaviness of self-doubt. Just when he thought it was enough, she added, so what's next? The question lingered in the air. What did he want next? For the first time in a long time, the uncertainty felt like a challenge, not a burden. He was ready to find out. But then, just as he began to think about the future, his phone buzzed again. He hesitated before opening Nathan's latest message. It read, I heard you've been hanging out with Angela. You really think she's into you? You'll never be good enough for someone like her. The warmth drained from him as his heart sank. Would he ever be free of Nathan's shadow? That battle was just beginning. Tyler felt the sting of Nathan's words cut through the night air, leaving him breathless. He watched as the glow of his phone screen faded, the initial thrill of hope extinguished by doubt. The weight of comparison, of feeling less than, crushed him. Angela must have sensed the shift in him. Hey, what's wrong? She asked, her voice laced with concern. It's just Nathan again, he mumbled, looking down at his shoes, the asphalt beneath them suddenly more interesting than the conversation. He thinks I'm not good enough for anyone, especially not you. Tyler, she began, her hand reaching out to touch his wrist. You can't let him dictate how you feel about yourself or about us. The warmth of her touch sparked something in him, a reminder of their bond, but it was quickly overshadowed by Nathan's voice filling his head. You think you're special, don't you? Like she'd really choose a loser like you. I should have ignored him, Tyler said, frustration seeping into his tone. But it's hard, Angela. He knows how to hit me where it hurts. Angela shifted closer, her eyes searching his. You know what? We all have these voices in our heads, telling us we're not enough. It's part of being human. But that doesn't make them true. What if he's right? Tyler whispered, his vulnerability spilling out. What if I'm just playing a game, misleading myself about what I'm capable of? Angela shook her head vehemently, her expression firm. You're so much more than his hurtful words. You care about people, you give so much to the shelter, you're creating change. That's not something a fraud does. You're genuinely trying to make a difference. Her conviction struck a chord within him. The warmth he felt just moments before began to bloom again, pushing back against Nathan's skepticism. I just wish I had your confidence, he confessed, an earnest plea in his voice. You don't need to be like me, she replied, her smile returning. You just need to be you. And you are already more than enough. Trust me. With every word, Tyler began to unravel the knots Nathan had tied around his heart. Maybe he's just scared of what you and I have, he mused quietly, realizing. He sees I'm moving on, and that terrifies him. Exactly, Angela said, her enthusiasm infectious. Let him be scared. You're stepping into your own light, and darkness hates that. The tension in Tyler's chest began to ease. I want to keep helping people. I want to grow. But I also want to figure out what this connection with you means. He paused, searching for the right words. What if this is more? What if I want it to be more? Angela's eyes widened slightly, a spark of excitement passing between them. Then let it be more. We can explore that. But you have to be sure about letting Nathan's negativity drift away. Tyler sat there, a newfound determination expanding in him. You're right. This isn't about Nathan. It's about me, about us. I can't let him hold any power over me. Exactly, she said, her voice a bright note in the night. You are stronger than you realize. As they shared this moment of understanding, the stars above flickered with promise. He felt lighter. The battle with Nathan was still looming, but it felt less like a fight and more like a path to reclaiming himself. Suddenly, Tyler's phone buzzed again, cutting through the moment. He picked it up, almost hesitating, but the thrill of confronting Nathan began to replace his dread. The message read, I know what you're trying to do. Just remember, you'll always be a failure. Tyler looked at Angela, his resolve firming. Let us see about that, he said quietly. As they sat under the twinkling stars, a new question formulating in his mind, he realized this was just the beginning of his journey. Would he become the man he aspired to be? Or would Nathan's words keep haunting him? The night felt electric with possibilities, and Tyler was eager to find out. Tyler took a deep breath, feeling a rush of adrenaline as he stared at the screen. Angela was still beside him, her presence igniting a spark of courage he hadn't known was there. I've got to say something back, he declared, his mind racing with thoughts. What are you thinking? she asked, leaning in closer, her eyebrows slightly raised. I want to show him that I'm not who he says I am. I want to prove him wrong. His fingers hovered over the keyboard as he began to type, each letter feeling like a step into freedom. You may think I'll always be a failure, but I'm not going to let that define me. Your words have less power than you think. Angela's eyes brightened. That's it. Hold on to that energy. It's all about reclaiming your narrative. He felt the weight on his chest lift, if only slightly. Nathan's messages used to make him feel small, but now they fueled a fire inside him. He hit send, and a wave of relief washed over him. It felt liberating to stand up for himself. Now what? He asked, excitement mingling with nervousness. Now you get to focus on you and me, she replied, her smile warm and encouraging. Let us go for a walk. The night air will do us good. We can talk about what you really want beyond Nathan's shadow. They moved slowly, the world around them wrapped in darkness yet bustling with life. The sound of cicadas filled the air, echoing the steady rhythm of Tyler's heart. As they walked, he began to open up more. I want to work with the shelter to create a mentorship program. Teach kids they can rise above their circumstances. But I don't know if I'm qualified. Of course you are, Angela asserted, confidence shining in her gaze. You've been working there long enough to know what helps. You have a story they can learn from. Your experience matters. Tyler bit his lip, feeling a mix of hope and fear. I guess if I can face Nathan, I can face anything, huh? Exactly. And think about the impact you could have, she encouraged, gripping his hand tighter. This could be your moment to shine. They came to a small park, the moonlight illuminating the swings and slides, still carrying the laughter of the day. Tyler's heart raced at the beauty of the scene. It was a reminder of the simple joys in life. It was here with Angela that he felt a new path unfolding before him. Can we sit? He asked, gesturing toward a bench nearby. Of course. She practically beamed as they settled down. What else is on your mind? Tyler hesitated, feeling the gravity of the moment. What if Nathan doesn't stop? What if he finds a way to come after me, or even after you? Angela took a moment, letting his words settle before responding. Tyler, you're stronger now. You have me and we can face anything together. But you have to let go of his power over you. He nodded, the tension in his shoulders easing a bit more. They began to share their dreams, sparking a connection that seemed to deepen with every word. In the warmth of their laughter and hopeful conversations, Tyler felt something essential begin to shift within him. Yet his phone buzzed again, breaking their moment. Nathan's message flashed across the screen, an all-too-familiar reminder of the past. You can't escape the truth. You are nothing without me. Tyler clenched his fists, and a wave of anger washed over him. But beneath that anger was a growing resolve. He glanced at Angela and saw her eyes shimmering with belief. I won't back down, he murmured, determination surging through him. I won't let him take any more from me. Angela smiled at him, her eyes lighting up with new possibilities. Good. You're ready for this fight. Just remember you are not alone. As they faced the darkness together, a question lurked at the edges of Tyler's mind. How far was he willing to go to reclaim his voice, his life, and this undeniable connection with Angela? It felt like the dawn was breaking, but the shadows weren't entirely gone yet. Could he truly break free? Or would Nathan's words still stab at him in moments of weakness? The night was just beginning, and his battle was far from over. As they sat on the bench, the sounds of the park enveloped them. Tyler turned his phone off, willing himself to forget Nathan's harsh words, if only for a moment. He wanted to be present with Angela, to soak up the warmth of her belief and support. How did you get so strong? He finally asked, an earnestness in his voice. Angela tilted her head, considering. I think it was the moments I faced my fears. I learned that vulnerability isn't weakness. It's where real power comes from. When you let others see your scars, they can help you heal. Tyler absorbed her words, his heart full. You make it sound so easy. It's not, she said softly. But it's worth it. Just like you're doing right now. Telling Nathan off was your first step. Next, you have to believe it yourself. Own it. He glanced down, reflecting on how the conversation had shifted from him, feeling broken to having so many possibilities. So what's next for us? For me? I don't want to keep feeling stuck in his world. Focus on the mentorship program, she urged. Contact the shelter and share your ideas. You've got this. Her enthusiasm wrapped around him like a warm blanket, coaxing out his simmering confidence. Tyler thought about that, and his mind raced. What if I could get some of the other volunteers involved? We could turn it into something really big. Make a real difference. Yes, that's the spirit. Get them on board. You're creating a movement, not just a program. She nudged him playfully, their laughter cutting through the heavy silence that had haunted him for too long as they talked. Tyler felt the excitement swirling in his chest. For the first time in a while, the future didn't seem so daunting. He wanted to help others rise, to teach them they were more than what others labeled them. But then doubt crept back in, whispering in the corners of his mind. Angela, what if I mess up? What if I'm not good enough? His voice wavered, the shadows inching closer once more. She leaned in closer, her eyes steady and unwavering. You will mess up. But that's part of the journey. Remember, growth isn't about perfection. It's about process. And you don't have to face it alone. Her words hung in the air, comforting yet challenging. How could he step into his purpose if he was still afraid? He had always lived under Nathan's thundercloud, and now he needed to find the strength to bask in the sunlight. Just then, his phone buzzed again, and a flash of apprehension passed over him. He hesitated before looking, fearing another blow from Nathan. Taking a deep breath, he peeked at the screen. It was a notification from the mentoring program. They were hosting an informational meeting next week. Wow, look, he said excitedly, holding up the phone for Angela to see. I've been thinking this over. And here's the universe stepping in. She grinned, her cheeks flushed with joy. It's a sign, Tyler. You're on the right path. You've got to go. This is your opportunity to really make a difference. It's just, what if I don't know what to say? He said, the familiar fear creeping back. Angela squeezed his hand tightly. You have experience, remember? Just share your story. Speak from your heart. You're going to inspire so many people. The prospect thrilled him but also sent him spiraling back into unease. Could he genuinely inspire others? Did he deserve to lead them forward? As those thoughts tangled in his mind, the shadows felt heavier than before. Tyler looked into Angela's encouraging eyes and saw his reflection. A man caught between fear and hope, shadows and light. I need to decide, don't I? He murmured, half to himself. Yes, you do, Angela replied, equally serious. But remember, decision doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It means you choose to move forward despite the fear. Tyler took a deep breath. Maybe she was right. Maybe he could choose the light. But just as he was about to voice his next decision, his phone buzzed once more, and Tyler watched as Nathan's name lit up the screen. What now? He whispered, heart racing in the quiet of the park. Angela's hand squeezed his. It was time to confront not just Nathan but everything that had held him back. What would the message say? Would it shatter his resolve or galvanize him? The tension crackled in the air as he picked up his phone, bracing himself for the truth. The message read, You think you can help others? Look at yourself first. You're a joke, Tyler. You'll never change. Tyler felt a rush of anxiety surge through him. But beneath the fear was something else, a deep irritation with the message's familiar cruelty. Don't give him any power, Angela whispered, her voice steady as she held his hand. He looked at her and somehow that glance was everything. Her presence was a reminder that he was not just the sum of those harsh words. He was a man who had begun to reclaim his story. Taking a deep breath, he stood taller, letting go of the weight of Nathan's words. You know what? I've had enough of this. Angela's eyes widened in surprise and admiration. I'm done letting him dictate how I feel about myself. This isn't just about me anymore. It's about the people I want to help and the future I'm building with you. He typed back, You're right. I'm becoming something more every day. And I'd rather be a joke with heart than a facade of success. After hitting send, Tyler felt a thrill run through him, as the words released a burden he had been carrying for too long. Angela beamed at him, squeezing his hand again. That's the spirit. You're stepping out of the shadows. It feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, he said, a smile breaking across his face. It really does. The air felt lighter, almost as if the weight of the world was lifting. I've only just begun facing my fears. It may take time, but I won't stop trying. As they sat under the stars, Tyler felt something begin to crystallize within him. His purpose was growing clearer. He turned to Angela, her eyes sparkling in the moonlight. What if we make this mentoring program a real platform to inspire kids? I want them to know they're not alone, that they can rise above just like I'm learning to. I love that idea, she exclaimed, almost bouncing with excitement. Let us brainstorm together. We could pull in other volunteers, set up workshops. This could be so impactful. Their voices filled the quiet park, crafting a vision like a building coming to life. Together they tossed ideas back and forth, laughter infusing their energy. Yet the rustle of leaves echoed in Tyler's mind, reminding him that Nathan was still out there. But what if Nathan tries to undermine us? He asked, his excitement momentarily dimmed. He will, Angela replied confidently, but it won't matter. What you and I create together will speak louder than any of his words. Let him try. A newfound determination washed over Tyler once more. He was stepping into a battle much bigger than himself. He was ready to fight not just for his own happiness but for the lives of others. Weeks later, the mentoring program was in full swing. Tyler stood in front of a room filled with eager faces, shining with potential. His heart raced with excitement as he greeted the kids. Recognizing their eagerness mirrored his growing determination. Hey everyone. I'm Tyler, and I'm here to share my story just like you will in time. Your experiences matter. Don't ever let anyone make you feel less than you are. As he looked out, his resolve solidified. For each nod and beaming smile, Tyler felt energy radiate through him. Nathan's name loomed distant now, a whisper fading away. With each workshop, their laughter blended into a symphony of budding hope. The kids thrived, opening their hearts to share stories, questions, and dreams. Tyler's connection to them created ripples of transformation, and he knew he was right where he was meant to be. And through it all, Angela was there, her unwavering support propelling him even further. One evening as they left the shelter, Tyler interlaced his fingers with hers. Thanks for being the light in my life, he said softly. Angela looked up, her eyes glimmering. You did this, Tyler. You stepped into your truth. Tyler could feel a warmth blooming inside him. A triumph built not just from accolades, but genuine connection and love. Nathan can scream all he wants, Tyler whispered. I am not defined by his opinion anymore. They strolled along, the stars sparkling above as partners, no longer two souls grappling with uncertainty, but two hearts singing with hope. Embracing the journey ahead, the night felt electric. He was ready for whatever came next. Because Tyler had finally discovered that while the past might cast shadows, it could never dim the light ignited by love and purpose. This was their moment filled with possibilities and the promise of something beautiful. Speaking of which, if you felt this story in your heart and want more like this, you need to subscribe immediately to our channel. Don't miss the next exclusive tales that can inspire you. Please leave a like now to help feed the algorithm, it makes all the difference. And I want to hear from you. So comment with your thoughts and feelings about this ending. Don't wait not even one more second to share this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this incredible transformation. Your support means the world, and only true fans understand the importance of lifting each other up through these actions.